Alright, today I have two very similar looking knives, two very similar styled knives, just very similar knives in general. Today we have the Mtech MT and the Smith & Wesson H.R.T. Now both of these are classified as boot knives on the site and what other sites they are on. Now, from what I'm seeing, you can get these from the actual sites that they're from. Like, you can get the Mtech one from Mtech, and you can get the Smith & Wesson one from the Smith & Wesson site. But I have found a couple of these on Amazon. Not as much these though, but I have found very similar knives to both of these on Amazon, and we will get to these knives. But before I get to this one, we're going to go over the Mtech MT first, and then we'll get to this. So we'll set that aside real quick. Make sure I have my paper ready. Toss it up there real quick. Now, the Mtech MT boot knife comes in a nylon case with a little buckle. Keeps it pretty securely tied in there. Now this one I've had since I was like way younger, so it is a little messed up on the nylon there, a little crooked in there, but it's all fine. Now it has this, so you can put it through your belt if you want it, I guess, higher up near the handle, but it also does have like belt clip or like pocket clip on the back. Personally, if I'm just sticking it in my pocket, yeah, I'm going to use this. But if I'm going to carry it around for a while, I will use the belt loop on it. Now, this knife has been used a decent amount by me. Now, this knife has a fuller on it. I've been calling them blood grooves like an imbecile, but they're called fullers. If you look, it says Mtech USA design, stainless steel, and this says China, and it does say the MT097. Also says bigger Mtech on the side. Now, overall, the knife is about 9 inches long. The blade is 4.5 inches. I couldn't find an exact measurement for the handle, but it's kind of a thin handle, not too huge, but when I was younger it fit just about right. It is a double-edged spear point blade with a black grooved rubber kind of like plastic handle on here. It does have a lanyard holder, which is nice for these kind of knives. And I did mention the nylon sheath. Now, from what I've seen on the site and like Amazon, you can get this knife for about $15 to $25 is what I've seen. Now it's also kind of like a rounded handle, oval like. Fits nice, has a little handguard on there. Now this one has been used, so the tip on this is kind of gone and bent, but we still will test this knife because I have sharpened it over a while. First we'll do pull test, and then we'll do a stab and pull through. And actually we'll do both sides. It's pretty bad. Try the other side now. Yeah, not good. When I did get this knife, it was decently sharp, so this is only one I've had for a while, so does not mean these are terrible knives. As you can see, I've had this for years and it still does what I needed. I've gone hunting with this knife, done plenty of things with it. I'll do a stab and a pull through. See, at least the tip is just still kind of there, kind of good. Now I'll use the other side. And this was the side that was dull as hell. Wouldn't even cut it. Yeah. Yeah. It's not good. It doesn't mean Mtech knives are bad. And I know some of y'all were clowning the gas station knife Mtech. But I'd like to see what y'all think of this knife in the comments. If you think this is just as fairly needed clowning. But I love this knife. I always liked the dagger style. So that's why I got that one in the first place. Now we have the Smith & Wesson H.R.T. Now this knife comes in a black leather case compared to the nylon case. Now it is 9 inches overall, 4.75 inch blade, black leather sheath. Now this one I went and I found, and on the actual Smith & Wesson site, if you look, it says Smith & Wesson H.R.T. It's about $37.99, so about $40 kind of overall. And now this one does have a clip on it, like on this, but you can't like push it down and it'll pull up like that one can. And it doesn't have a belt loop, so it's literally, that is your only option for putting that on your belt, your pocket. I've carried it for a couple days now. It's not terrible. It doesn't fall out. It's just kind of a little uncomfortable. Now it's got stacked leather on there. Now I don't know if this is real leather. To me it kind of seems like it's not, but I don't know. It also says Smith & Wesson on the pocket clip there. Now, cool thing about this one is it has a buckle that goes over one of the guards on the knife. It clips over here. And then bing, bing, boom. Now this one has more of a leaf kind of spear point blade with a fuller on it as well. And I just realized something about these knives. So if you look, how this one's kind of more, I don't know, not squared off, but like at an angle, and then this one is more squared off as well, but they look almost identical. Now this knife is, put them about like that, a little bit longer in length overall. Now the tip on this one is a little chippy-uppy, but it's fine. This knife has been used by somebody, and apparently the person I got it from, my uncle, said that it was recently sharpened when he had gotten it, so we'll put that to the test. Now I do like this leaf style blade it has, but it is not sharp on the back. It is literally flat, get it to focus, flat, thin spine. Now this knife is really thin, but this one has a way better kind of weight compared to that one. It's a little heavier, but not overall heavier. Also says H.R.T 9BF. Now this one also has a fuller as well, and a lanyard holder, and kind of that same black plastic rubber handle on here. I think it's even a little bit thicker, maybe. But we're going to do a little cut test and a pull test with this one. First the pull test, and to even show that it's not sharp on that back side. Yeah. But let's test some Smith & Wesson now. I'm going to try that again. Not terrible, but I've seen some better. Kind of like it though. It's a little bit bigger, thicker, and the leaf kind of blade is cool. And now a stab and a pull through test. Hold on. A thing I don't like is how this is over here and not over here. Because usually I would hold it like this then. But then that means the dull side's forward and the sharp side's back. So when I grabbed it, I was like, oh, this is a lefty knife. Or at least for me, it's a lefty. But stab. And pull through. Not terrible. Kind of got stuck some partial ways through there. But overall, these are some pretty good knives. Probably would be better, more sharp, and more better looking, just straight out the box, straight out the package. And overall, I rate these knives a solid 8 and then a solid 9. 9 because I just like the leather case more. It feels more comfortable. I like how it feels. It's heavier. It looks better. Now I give this one an 8 because I've used it forever and it's still a good knife. It's not terrible. Now, do I recommend these? Yes. Could you maybe get a better dagger-like knife? Maybe. Depends upon where you look. But overall, this was the Mtech MT and the Smith & Wesson H.R.T. And you know what? Tell me how you feel about these knives in the comments. I'd like to see y'all's opinions about these knives and just, yeah. Thank you for watching.